Hi, this is Larry Kevin. Welcome to my next 60 years. I just recently retired as a math teacher. And as you can see, my wife bought some rocking chairs so we can spend some time on the front porch. And I'm excited about spending some more time with my wife of over 40 years. But I'm not done, not by a long shot. You see, I didn't do everything I wanted to do. I didn't go everywhere I wanted to go. I didn't create everything I wanted to create in life. And most importantly, I didn't become everything I wanted to become. And so I'm on a journey to fill the full measure of my creation. And I want to invite you to come along. Would you like to fill the full measure of your creation? Well, come along and let's learn together. We're going to make lots of mistakes. I've learned that in life. But we'll grow. We'll learn by those mistakes and we'll figure things out. Come along with me and let's fill the full measure of our creation. And so I wanted to tell you my why for my next 60 years. This is why I'm going to get up. This is my purpose, my belief in life, why I get out of bed in the morning. And that is to help you live an inspired life so that you can fill the full measure of your creation. You know, the full measure concept comes from back when, say, my grandparents would go to the store to buy some grain, flour, sugar, corn. Well, they'd buy it in a container and they'd want that container shaken. They'd want it pressed down and then filled to the top. They would bargain for a full measure. You know, in life, we often don't bargain for a full measure. We settle for mediocre. We just settle for fine. How's it going? Hey, fine. Hey, how's the family? Oh, they're fine. You know, we just settle for fine. Well, not anymore. Let's bargain for a full measure so that we can learn to live and fill the full measure of our creation. My mission in life, my mission for my next 60 years, well, that's easy. It's to teach, encourage, uplift, and inspire you to live an inspired life. Now, for all of you who are in your 30s, remember that Tim McGraw song, My Next 30 Years? Let's reflect back upon our 30 years and figure out what we want to do different in our next 30 years. You know, how can we live wholeheartedly in our next 30 years? How can we live an inspired life in our next 30 years? Well, come along, let me help you. We'll work together and we'll figure out what we need to do to fill the full measure of your creation. Hey, how about those of you who are 40-something? Reflect back on the last 40 years. What is it you would do different? Maybe it's relationships. Maybe you didn't have enough deep and meaningful relationships. Maybe you had an impact on the bottom line, but you didn't have enough impact on the people around you that worked with you, that you served. Well, I think we can do better in the next 40 years. Let's see what it takes to fill the full measure. Now, how about those of you who are in your 50s? You might think, hey, it's already over with me, but I'm doing my next 60 years. So what are you going to do in your next 50 years? I think of Mr. Scrooge, you know, in Christmas Carol. He got to see his life, and there was a lot of things that he would change. And actually, he did change the most important. Now, he wasn't able to go back into his life and change it. He had to change it right where he is. And that's what you have to do. In your 50s, wherever you are, let's change you. What is it that you wanted to become that you didn't become? Maybe you want to be more generous. Maybe you want to be more kind, more empathetic, more drenched in gratitude. Well, we can work on all those things and we can change who you are so that in the next 50 years you can have more happiness, you can have more joy. You know, man is that they might have joy. Let's find out how you can have joy so that you can fill the full measure of your creation. And now it's for the secret sauce, and it's really not a secret. Everybody knows it, just know very, very, very few do it. All right, the secret sauce in my class is that we help each other take the burden of learning, the burden of growing, the burden of learning something new, of, you know, getting over, just like riding a bicycle. You know how difficult it is? Well, it's a lot easier if you have a couple of people around you helping you. And that's the secret. I'll show you how to create a group of 5. We call them our Fave 5. 5 people that you're going to go out and you're going to make a contract with. And they're going to help you and you're going to help them. You're going to serve them. You're going to learn how to serve them. And it's because you're going to have their back. If I had a student that says, I don't know how to learn fractions, I took it all off of him. I said, whoa, you got to be kidding. That's great. You're in my class. I can teach anybody fractions. So you don't have to worry about it. I've got your back. And when another student might have a problem with a quadratic equation, I'll pair them up with a student that has it cold. And they'll have each other's back. They'll help each other learn and grow. Maybe one person in the class, they'll like to dance. So maybe they're really good at street dancing. So if you get my back and help me through this math class, I'll help you learn how to street dance. And that's what I want to show. That's why my next 60 years will help you. Is because I'll show you how to get a group of 5, your Fave 5, and those folks will have each other's backs. You will serve them and they will serve you. It's through the service that we come to build trust. And that trust will help us accomplish our goals. And so we'll be more happy, we'll have more joy, more fulfillment. So let's go out and help me fill the full measure of my creation as I help you fill the full measure of your creation.